Hey, what's going on, guys? From here, CCxRC, and today on the bench I've got a lot of things that are not really RC related, but they're gonna be for our purposes because we're gonna make a little crawler course for these 1/24 scale vehicles that we have. These, I've got a couple of the SCX24. This is a deadbolt. I've also got the Jeep, but we've also got a Charisma one. So basically what I've got here is a bunch of different items. I've spent probably about $50 on things that I may or may not need, but the biggest expense is right here. It's this big $30 roll of plaster cloth that we're going to be using to harden up all of the things that we do create with this. And I'll say right away, guys, I got the idea. Well, one, I've been looking at making something, but I got the idea for doing the plaster cloth for this from Fresh Squeezed RC for his 24 scale course that he built. But he had some other things from Losi and stuff that he used to make his. I'm just going to be using things that I have around and a few things that I purchased kind of cheap. Went to the dollar store and I picked up this little tray. That's what we're going to use to dip this in, get it wet, and basically plaster over the design that we come up with, which we're going to be using several different things on this table to create. We've got like cardboard rolls like this. I don't even know what was on this, some kind of a paper, I think. So we'll be able to cut this up and have a few different things that we can use to crawl over it. It'll get firm when you do put the plaster over it. Hopefully it'll stay nice and lightweight. I'm trying to keep mine smaller than his. I want it to be portable so I can take it with me. So I've got 3 pieces of plywood I had left over. Basically, it was a 4x4 sheet of plywood. I cut it into thirds, and so I want to make it so that I can either make it really long or I can set them up side by side and make it a square. So I'm going to kind of just make my terrain kind of random and varied, and I can put bridges between them, whatever I want to do. So an idea I had was to take these cooking tins like these, or for like cupcakes or whatever. They've got the little stick-up parts that could be used. I could cut these out, put them in different places. You know, they seem like a good height for the truck to kind of get up on, and I have those around throughout. I also bought these taller ones because I figured I could crush them and make different types of hills out of them. Stick up the middle, whatever I want. You're gonna plaster over it all anyway. So I got some varying ones that I thought maybe I could use on a hill and kind of crush it different ways, make it so it's not just a straight board coming off of something as my hill. So these were cheap, you know, $1. This one's a little bit more. I think this was like $3 or $4 for this big one. I'm still not sure exactly how I'm going to use all of these, but we've got boxes that we can cut up. And this type of paper, I've got a lot more of this, but you buy it, it's like packing paper. You can buy a roll of it for pretty cheap. And I basically just crumple it up, make some different kinds of terrain, tape it down, and put the plaster over it to kind of make it just kind of rough and kind of crazy terrain. And then some of this moss. I did get this idea from Fresh Squeezed as well. Yeah, so I got 2 bags of that. I do have some craft, like green model train paper that I could put down if I wanted. That'd be kind of like grass. I don't know. Just a couple of other boxes. And I should point out, if you don't have boxes, if you don't have boxes come into your house every day like I do, I've just got so many boxes. I did buy these that I can cut up and make things out of as well. My son's, when we were at Hobby Town, we picked up a little turtle. He could be like, oh no, I'm about to grow up a rock, and then it's a turtle. I don't know. That's kind of the idea. But they've got these boxes, good size here. They have them even bigger. So this is 14 by 14 by 2, or 12, sorry. So I can cut these up, do whatever I want with them. And these were 78 cents. So I tried to do it on the cheap for you guys. This one, you could buy plaster and, you know, kind of do it the old school way. This has the plaster already on the paper. I'm just gonna basically cut strips of it, dip it in water, and start laying it over the different items. So we're gonna get to this, guys, see what we can come up with, and give it a go. You know, if it doesn't, the biggest expense that I have and waste is this paper roll, which is about 30 bucks. The wood, whatever you get, I don't even know what this is. It's not half an inch, quarter, I don't know what it is, but this is scrap, but maybe 12 to 15 bucks for the board. So I'm probably about 60 bucks in or something like that, all in with everything here. Maybe. I should have kept the receipts on it, but I didn't. But going over the prices of what I'm seeing in front of me, most of this stuff wasn't very expensive. So let's get to it, guys, and see what we can come up with. We'll kind of show you what we're doing along the way, but we'll kind of time lapse and kind of show some of the build process. And when we come up to some kind of new technique or something that I'm figuring out, we'll show you kind of more at the end than what we came up with, and then go back and show you how we did it. So let's do it. Alrighty, guys, well, here is the moment of truth. We've made this crazy hill of stuff. I'm gonna try putting the plaster cloth onto it and see what happens. I have no idea what I'm doing, but we're giving it a go. I have a feeling I'm gonna make a really, really big mess. So I'm just gonna dip this in the water, overlap the last stuff we just did, and try to get it down into all the gaps that I've created with these rock things, and then smoothing it out, trying to fill in the little holes. Some of the stuff that's on the ground I'll probably go over later with other things at a later point as we continue to build. But for now, we're just trying to get the plaster on here and around all the shapes that we have. Before we stop designing, but we want it to be hard, so we don't want it to be too easy. Try to make it steep. Try to put a couple bumps in there. Got to get over. I think if I can get over this first hump, I should do all right. We don't speed it. No. So I've done this about 5 times, so I know it's possible, and I think it's just getting slipperier as I'm tearing this up. So it's doable, and if not, we can make it a little bit more tacky in spots, a little bit of grip. My tires are also getting a lot of clay on them right now, so that's not helping. So I've been fighting over here trying to get up, but I've had this up a couple times, and it's just a matter of getting over this hump. Battery's probably getting a little low too. Might be losing a little bit of punch. There it is. There, whoop, and over. That's the first time I've gone over the top. But then the plan is to have it come down here. But until it's dry, I can't judge any of this because it's steep. But see how it slides down? I don't know if this is gonna be any grippier or what we could do to make it a little grippier. But we'll probably spray some stuff so the trucks don't slide. But this is wet plaster right now, so it is kind of slippery. But I want it to be tough. I don't want any of this to be too easy. This could also be another approach angle going up, in my opinion. All right, it's time for paint. We're just doing regular old gray flat primer. Ant-Man's helping out. Back up a little bit from it. There you go, you just want to mist it. Go. That'll look pretty cool. All right, so after we painted it gray, gone through and just kind of dusted it very lightly from far away with black, kind of let it just get some texture to it, kind of accentuate some of the hills a little bit more in certain areas than others. And yeah. Alrighty guys, you can see here the colors that we used. Flat gray primer, midnight blue, and semi-gloss black is all I had. But I was just kind of dusting it a little bit to give it a little texture feeling to it. Darken up our gray a little more. It's not perfect by any means. It works for what we're trying to accomplish. You can see the blue, midnight blue kind of thread through there, kind of going around this rock. Alrighty guys, we do have a semi-finished part 1 version of the course up here in the studio now, right above all my camera equipment and bins. Next, I'm going to be adding some of this moss collection and I don't know, maybe little signs and things out of all these different dowel rods, and who knows what we're going to do exactly with all these pieces, but we do have them to work with, as well as adding some dirt and sand and things in here. But we'll give you a quick look at how this thing runs. We got some cones in here as well, and one-handed steering is one of the cool things that you can do on these Axials. See, I've already got it, so it's I didn't have a good line based on where my cones were. And be over further so I can swing. In through here. Oh, I hit the back cone. I keep going. I maybe didn't do them wide enough. But the cones are what make the track a little bit trickier or easier based on where you line them up, as far as your approach angles that you have to take. I gotta start thinking about turning here. But it's still a little bit slippery. You can see the tire sliding on here a little bit. Not careful, I can high center on that. But yeah, the course is a lot of fun. I've already run it a few times. In fact, we just did an unboxing video and showed the course. So the next video will be more of the fine details of finishing it up. And go from there, guys. But yeah, I'm excited about it. There, truck up on the top. These ones can't quite do this yet, and this is where I may put like fences or something just to keep trucks from falling off, like guardrails on the side here. So I might drill through the plaster and glue some stuff in. Or some other way of building this up, maybe like a stack of actual sticks from outside glued together to look like downed trees, that kind of stuff. So yeah, lots of options that we have for this. And then I'm actually going to be making another board that I can either swap in or out or trade these. I could take them down, put them on the floor side by side and go sideways across it, make it more of a square shape. But again, I wanted a lot of possibilities, and that's what this course has given us so far, and I'm digging it. So I'm going to go ahead and just do a little bit of running with it for the end here. Enjoy, guys.